When I was 6 in the first grade, I hated noise. Wore earplugs or a test, or else I get annoyed. My teacher called my grandmother saying, "Miss, Corey's a sport kid, but he's easily get missed by other kids in his class. He's conversing into a math, and don't worry about his grades. He's very bright and he's passing. But I think something strange about how your grandson behaves. I'm happy he's getting A's, but he doesn't go out and play with most kids in recess. Maybe it's because the kid is just a reject, or he's complacent about his association. He doesn't go out and hang with the leaders and troublemakers, so that right there is a plus. He's always by himself when he's getting to grab a lunch, and he talking right to himself during classes when not discussed. He said he tried his hardest to refrain. At recess, he talking out loud, he never played. Other kids call him strange because he had no friends. He tries, but he gets declined, never in the group, and he was fine with that. It could be something else because he's bright and black, or maybe it's just him because his heart is bad. But that's not the case. He's generous and kind, doesn't have no disdain.
Check it out.
Don't think it's wrong, I think something's going on. Autism, my Asperger's, I mean he's a fast learner, but sometimes he's acting weird. When he was forced to socialize, it was that a fear. When he shots away from the people he never seen in his life. He says he's trying to run a psychological fight. I think he's useful to check on what he's been doing. Bukari has been excluded by Hans and Rochester kids who comfortable with the such a bad he's been doing to make sure that he's alright. Thanks for listening to this voicemail. Goodbye.
I want y'all to listen to this message right here.
I'm autistic. Doesn't mean I'm not autistic.
We're going live on YouTube, so I want y'all to check out our YouTube channel, PH Balance.
All of my life I've been an outcast, cause I was a loner and I always spoke and live and laugh. I had imaginary friends like any other little kid, but I still got them even as a teen. I'm in the bed. You probably thinking, Remy, you a hometown hero. You got a bunch of fans, didn't know you were weird, bro. You got a bunch of friends and an idol to many. People come up to me like Remy, so humble and friendly, but that's not the truth. In my happiest state, it was in solitude. You don't gotta go who I'm really talking to. I'll be talking to myself or a person that's out my head. My grandma don't think it's self that I'm by myself. Ever since I was 9, she made me interact. I wasn't really getting that. Grandma really getting that because I didn't have any friends. Didn't want to waste my time, get rejected again. Cause it was a new boy, but I'm trying to enjoy my time with people playing with me like new toys about. I think business, I'm socially independent. Don't want to be friends. Didn't like me to begin with. Friends came and gone, didn't even learn. Kept my door closed because I really felt the fight. Having my privacy, that's how I found out peace. Wherever released something that was still inside of me. That was the fact that I was different. People hated me for my autism and pigment. Now I don't get tuitions. Took a long time to embrace what I have and get the therapy session. I'm writing this in a rap and code for I'm a performer, a thespian, I'm a leader. Rapper for sports, halftime to my school, I'm a leader. GPA is 3.3 and I'm intelligent despite the hate suspicions of malevolence.
So you just because you're autistic or you know someone who's autistic, tell someone that just because they're autistic.
Over 200,000 cases of autism made in the U.S. every year. Young fault compulsive is repetition, impulsiveness, also symptoms, but it appears they don't listen kids. They some of the smartest, so I suggest to being twice become some of the younger with social interactions or anxiety, or they ain't in boundaries with themselves and society. So watch them out. I am autistic and I'm proud, put it down for my town and for my brethren. Don't let nobody drag you on down. Wear the puzzle on your sleeve. They don't like it, they can leave. They don't be your body, you're your own team. 17 and I wrote this song. This is what I've been through. This is what's going on. Autism, my Asperger's, or ADHD. Stand your ground in the crowd and don't follow the lead. Listen.
This was my son. His name is Bukari Ansar King. And he goes by the stage name of Remy Rhymes. Y'all might want to check him out. His little, his music has been published. He's a young, good kid. Extremely handsome. Never had a problem with the law. AB student. Always courteous. Always respectful. has a true entrepreneurial spirit, has a drive and determination, and he's in college. It's his sophomore year in college. He goes to Grand Canyon University. My son is accustomed to being in an area where he didn't have many black people. Now, in this area, it's just a little bit different. It's in the Phoenix area. On this campus, I've been there. It's beautiful. It felt well protected. My son goes to Grand Canyon University, and he's autistic. If you heard the song right there, ASD, it's on iTunes. He speaks about being autistic and having issues with being able to, he talks out loud. He sometimes, he may talk to himself. That's a part of what his condition is. Some of us got worse conditions than that. But that's what he does. So now my son is in school. Young, autistic, and black. Don't get it twisted. He's still going to be faced with the same prejudices that I am. He light-skinned and type handsome, so that he and articulate, and raised in an area that was, predominantly Hispanic and white, very few black people. So he's accustomed to dealing with different ethnicities, and maybe have not felt the same level of prejudices that I have seen or felt or went through. Nevertheless, there are different degrees of prejudices that are there. And how do I protect my son, who's young, autistic, and black? Recently there was a shooting where a young man, he came into a school and he fired off one shot, pow! Then he fixed the gun, got jammed, and he went and shot several more times and then ended up killing himself. A lot of people are on high alert behind that. My son is young, autistic, and black. Well known. He has a song speaking about his autism and his talking in his song. The campus security, somebody called the security on my son, saying that because he's talking to himself. That's what he does. He's always done that. So how many of these school shootings have you seen that was black anyway? First of all, black people don't do that shit. We might shoot up schools on some dumb stuff. That's a whole different level of psychosis. But how often are you going to hear about some old the black suicide bomber or some? You're not going to hear that. That's not going to happen. We don't do that shit. So my son is young, autistic, and he performs in everything. All kinds of performances. They basically locked up my son, held him for observation. And I'm fearful of further retaliation or fearful of further prejudice. My son ain't did nothing. He's an AB student who talks to himself sometimes. Shit. We got to do something better. We got to look at some different methodologies. We got to find something different. If you please follow me, because I don't think this situation was handled correctly. My son is held under some observation, and he don't need to be. You're trying to put him on some more medication. My son is like, I'm good. I don't know what you guys' problem is. Somebody, because I talk to myself, he walks around, he don't bother nobody. Everybody know him. We went on the campus, everybody knows him. Loves him. Hey, Remy! Loves him to death. Well, obviously, somebody either hating or something ain't right. Whatever the case is, I'm not comfortable with it, nor am I comfortable with just allowing that to slide. So, But meanwhile, in between times, you want to think about the problems or the issues that are facing our people, where autism is on an all-time rise. Autism is like on a serious rise. So many households are affected by an autistic child. Many single parents, many single mothers are, in charge of an autistic child. Let me get this thing right. We're gonna get a little cut on that. Yeah. There we go. So now a lot of our mothers, a lot of single mothers are there to look after autistic young Black boys. So this is a whole nother level on. We already looking at young Black men as being an endangered species, and it's hard enough. I can imagine I know the hardship that I put my mother through. Can you imagine having two sons, 10 years apart? We're 10 years apart. I was born 70. My little brother was born 80. Both locked up with substantial amount of times at the same time. We was locked up at the same time for a good 10 years straight. The same exact time. Same exact time. Can you imagine what the hardship that I put my mother through? Running the streets, hustling, robbing, shooting, getting shot at, getting high, all kind of, I used to be a bowhead, so I used to smoke PCP. I used to think I was invincible. Imagine going through all that. I think about the effects of autism. And I also think about how the substance abuse that I went through as a child could have added to and likely contributed to my son's condition. We got to look at the sins of the father. And that takes a lot of us. We got to sit back and think about this, because the things that we take in, the substances that we use, the things that cause us damage to our DNA, when we have, damaged DNA, we pass on damaged DNA. So, I got 23 chromosomes. She got 23 chromosomes. I done banged mine up. She didn't bang her up. And then we got produced a child with banged up chromosomes. So they already started off at a deficit. And that, it's like leaving a legacy of debt. Leaving a legacy of debt and ill health. And so this is a means of being able to truly commit genocide. And, this is real life genocide. And we have to wake up and recognize that we are the subjects of this. We have to recognize that we have to do something different. And one of the easiest, most logical way to do it, to start with, is with that foundation. The foundation is what? Foundation is hydration, nutrition. I gotta weigh in on that. That's my way in. But we also have to be able to have a economic and when we speak about that foundation is hydration, deals with nutrition and mental health. But we also have to have a means of generating wealth. One of the biggest issues that we have in our communities is lack of access to wealth. Even if you look across the world, you have the International Monetary, or the IMF. They basically, they create fucked up situations in countries and then say, I'm going to lend you some money, and they lend it to you at some ridiculous rates, and you never get out of debt. So you always paying just on the interest. And it's the same thing that they do in the hood. Difference, they give us some bull crap. Everybody in debt. Debt and servitude Damn, that's a trip. Just thought about that. In Islam, right? Arabic, there was a word called deen. When you're on your deen, that you heard brother say, I'm on my deen. Even Beanie Siegel had this one song, he was like, look at you all on your deen and I ain't on mine. Something watch it, Aki, before I put the shots through your body. Anyway, your deen. Deen comes from a word called dain. Dain means debt. And so when you are paying your debt to the Creator, when you pay your debt to God, is your means of being able to, you're on your deen. So when you're doing what you're supposed to do, that's you paying your debt. So that's what, but a dine, a debt, to remain in debt and servitude. Wow, that's kind of ties into a religious cult. Like we really religiously, we're in debt, we're in servitude, we make these people our gods. We follow them, everything that they tell us to do. And the reality is that if we look at what's going on in our communities, we have to say that's what's going on. They have painted the picture that black folks cannot work together. And I don't care where you go to, what community you at, you're going to hear the same thing. And everybody going to say, man, niggas can't work together. Bro, the black folks can't stick together. I think that is bullshit. We can, we have, and we must. Black people can, we have, and we must. Point blank, period. And I'm not talking about no racist shit. I got plenty of people that of all different ethnicities that I love. And they understand my position. Listen here. If we, as black people, don't take care of us, it's mathematically just don't add up. We are in a bad situation. And if you look at what has happened historically, in order to systematically lead us to where we're at, this is the end result of something that has been put together for a long time. This ain't no new shit. This ain't new. So now we have to find a way out of the trap, out of the rabbit hole. And what is the main clutch in that rabbit hole, right? It is division. It's division. If I keep telling you y'all can't work together and you believe it, then you manifest it. This is what happens. So we got to let go of those psychological chains that hold us. We have to be able to think, drink, and eat to live. It starts with what you think. It starts up here, this process of thought. And it's real. And if we don't have a means of being able to control our faculties of thought, then we're dealing with a real live problem. And this is what's going on. We're not able to control our faculties of thought simply because we're putting in shit in us that's disturbing them, especially our children. They can't handle it. They can't handle it. And they acting up. On a regular basis, you see it. I see it all the time. You've seen it and probably felt it yourself. Why am I feeling this way? I'm off my hormones, whatever. You feel unbalanced. Yeah, if your hormones is all balanced, then and you know that hormones have an ability to make you act differently. You know this. Every female in America, in the world, knows that hormones have the ability to change your mood. They have an ability to have an impact on your thought processes. They have an ability, to determine what you do. That's what hormones are. Hormones are messengers. They communicate a message and they send these instructions. So this is like the building. This is what you need to do. Boom. So if I send this hormone to the particular area and it's telling it to do something, a female hormone, estrogen, a cell proliferator called the cell to grow, but it's a feminine cell. It's something that women have a more dominance in. When you have this and overabundance, you throw off the balance, right? So this hormone, and you know those hormonal imbalances have an ability to make you act funny, right? Make you feel different, make you snappy, make you other than yourself, right? That's what the hormones do. So imagine if you giving it into your kids in foods. You're putting it in their food. You're putting it in their drinks. They don't even know it. So now you ask them, yo, boy, acting up. What the hell is wrong with you? And the little boy look at you and like, I don't know. Why you do that? I don't know. Because he really don't know. You don't hear me, though. Make sure you're on here. Like it, share it. You see it, send it to somebody. Ask them questions. Share it and send it to somebody. We're going to build something right here, man. I'm like, man, fuck all this. We don't need nobody extra funding that they'll have us on a leash for. We don't need nobody extra anything. I have something, a methodology that I am willing to help, and I am willing to show others how to heal themselves of many of the issues that we're dealing with. So now if we want to put together a true strategy for us to really come about and create some goals in order for us to truly be stronger, in order for us to truly have a legacy, recognizing that we have an overabundance of children right now who have autism. It is growing. And the autism was caused by you. We got to recognize that many of the issues, and we got to take some accountability. And a lot of us sit back and act like it ain't nothing. A lot of this stuff is caused by you. And there is a means of abating it through proper diet and nutrition, period. Right now, specifically starting with this water. And I promise you it works. There is a brain clinic. They specialize in helping individuals with autism, all sort of brain disorders. And they specifically use these waters. At Dr. Sebi's ranch in Honduras, this is what he did. This was a part of his practice of curing individuals of an amazing amount of diseases. So we want to find a way to be able to address some of the issues that's affecting us. We need to be able to think straight. We need to be able to help the areas so we got to stop the damage. That means we got to stop eating some of the stuff. We got to utilize some products that help us get healthy again so that we can produce stronger seeds. Then we need to make sure that the children that we have right now, that they have the best. So that we're able to for them to be prepared. Prepared. Instead of setting them up for failure. Because that's what we're doing. A lot of we setting our children up for failure. So we got to step up out of that. We really got to step up out of that. Y'all might want to check out this ginger tea. This is the grown and sexy ginger tea with the pine pollen extract. What's going on, Shaquana? Shake that thing. Shake the fool. I ain't see this part over here. I can chat. Learn more. This is some new stuff. So I'm kind of new to this whole live with the YouTube, and I believe this is yes, absolutely, accountability. This is the direction that I'm looking to take this community so that I'm able to teach and assist as many individuals as possible. And the information is worth sharing. And if you want to be able to give your progeny, your children, a better chance at life, I got some information that can help them. I have a means and a direction, in a direction with a solution, not just a problem. We know what thousands of problems. We don't have problems with solutions. You see, the alpha water is moving my bowels tremendously. It will do that. That is called a detox, my sister. Now, many people, one of the most difficult problems with, the detox is being able to, your bowels and peeing. Now, you're going to notice that your bowel movements are going to start looking like some stuff that ain't even yours. You're flushing out your system. You got years and years of gunk caught in us. So you need to make sure that you flush that garbage out of you. So this is a blessing. So this is why the level of water that I gave you was at a lower level. I didn't want to start you off higher because I didn't want you to super detox. You feel me? So we're going to slide you in there slowly and make sure that you chronicle your progress. I like the video log that you get, speaking about how it made you feel. One of the important things about this is that it reminds you, because as you come onto this journey of health, you'll begin to forget how many things that you were suffering from that you ain't even suffering from no more. You'll begin to forget. So you want to stay reminded and stay grateful. Because sometimes we'll be shooting for this magnificent goal and not recognize the little steps that we made along the way. You know what I mean? And a lot of them steps is going to be made walking to the bathroom. That is a part of the process. I promise you. I done dropped some joint. I'd be like, oh, it's a part of the process. I just did a detox that we got from Jamaica, and we never really tried it. I wanted to make sure that I was, going to be stable before I did, and I've been working on putting together this YouTube channel. I think this is the direction that I'm leaning towards. So I'm hoping that this audience builds up. So we're going to push it out there, and we're going to send some messages of light. So make sure you like, comment, and share. You like, comment, and share. I really diverted from the topic, but the topic was really on my son. I'm really pissed off right now. So thank God for this molecular hydrogen hot tub that enables me to relieve some of the oxidative stress. Many of the issues that cause us stress and pain are directly related to a group of molecules. Really two molecules that are attached, and they're called hydroxyl free radicals. These hydroxyl free radicals are the ones that are the most damaging, and they cause that pain, inflammation. And what this water does, if it's fresh, molecularly hydrogen rich, it has the ability to neutralize that hydroxyl free radical. So, from physical stress to mental stress is all the same thing that's causing that pain, inflammation, all of it, same thing. So being able to do it in vivo, internally, drinking it, submerged in it, and actually inhalation. We have therapy sessions that we're setting up. It is an amazing benefit. I had tremendous injury in my back and scoliosis, and in my shoulder. You can see right here, you can see that knot. That was an injury from a car accident. And I'm able, through this and hit legit cardio boxing exercises, I'm able to bring myself back to a degree of perfect health. And I would like to be able to help you and your family do the exact same thing. All right, so I'm going to end this one right here, and we're going to start doing several more. I hope y'all join us. Pass is all. This is nothing but love, peace, and soul. I had a movie, it was called Stay Fly. And in Stay Fly, you always had to love yourself. Oh, no, it was first love yourself. Let me see. Yes, I've learned that aching joints and bones and or back is stress locked up in your body? It is. It is. It is. Stress is called hydroxyl free radicals by definition. Everything has a definition. You can say stress, you can say whatever it is, this is what it creates. Hydroxyl. And this is how you address it. Peace.